Hey everyone, Anthony Cosenza here with Casa Bella Realty Group. Hope you are doing well. Happy early Halloween to a lot of you out there. I know probably a busy weekend and a busy Monday night on tap with that going on. So hopefully you stay safe, have fun, and get the kiddos some candy there. I am here to bring you just a brief real estate market update. Usually we go through a lot of different numbers and a lot of different things like that. We're going to go through some of that, but we're also going to peruse some headlines as it pertains to the real estate market. A lot to sort out here, a lot of doom and gloom out there, some of it justified, some of it not. I said last time when we took the air that one of the things that you want to try and avoid if at all possible is the ability to, or the, I guess, uh, you know the temptation, I guess, is a good word for it. The temptation to grab a headline, run with it, and not really either speak to certain people, see things as they are with situations, and realize that things can be nuanced, things can be situational, and not everything is black and white, so to speak, in terms of, this news is true, this news is inaccurate, that sort of thing. So want to try and sort through some of that, because there is good news, there is bad news happening out there as it pertains to the real estate market, and it's about really sorting through all of that right now. So let's start with some interesting data and important data from the gurus over at Reports on Housing. And this is a recent update here that I want to share with all of you, as we normally do, just kind of about inventory and things of that nature. So here's one, just a quick infographic here from Reports on Housing. Plateau in Orange County. Inventory has only risen by 18 homes in the past month. Inventory falls by 3% during this time of year. So, that's it. That the inventory is something to note, as everybody said, well, the inventory is really spiking right now. Well, the inventory spike really kind of happened more August, September. And you're seeing kind of things being a little bit more stagnant on that front there. So something to note there. And then a little bit more data here. And we've said this before on this show, but it's becoming increasingly important based on not only just things we've seen, but also, of course, reports on housing data showing the same thing. Pricing is crucial. You see here, careful pricing. To find success, sellers need to price their home according to its fair market value based on its location, condition, upgrades, amenities, age, decor, and overall appeal. Gone are kind of the days of absolute top dollar mega bidding wars, and a lot of people kind of beating down your door, so to speak, as a seller. It's still a great time to capitalize on the equity you've accrued. You can still get a good amount of money for your home at this point, but you got to price it right, you got to market it correctly, and you have to really make sure that you have a little bit more patience. That's the other thing that changes with this kind of time right now in the real estate market. It's expectations, level of expectations, because if you are still living in 5 months ago, 6 months ago, etc., that's just not where we're at right there. And you see here again, talking about the active listing inventory not changing, has not changed the past couple of weeks, really only increased by 10 homes. And you can see there in September, there are 24% fewer homes that came on the market compared to the 3-year average prior to COVID. But again, that we saw that spike of new homes coming on in August, kind of in the beginning of September there, and now it's kind of, there's been just kind of fewer homes out there. So again, market kind of leveling off, balancing a bit here. Demand continues to fall, though. You can see here the number of pending sales over the prior month plunged by 171 sales in Orange County. Of course, these reports on housing reports that we share with you are Orange County based, so that is something to keep in mind there. Now, a couple of headlines, and then we will showcase one of our great listings we have out there for you that as actually a very beautiful property at a great price point, and we'll share that for you here. But again, let's talk a little good news, bad news, and this is the This is the big question right now, and this is from Realtor.com. Claire Trapasso, one of the head editors over there, do quote flashing red signs mean that a U.S. housing bubble will soon burst? Is America in a housing bubble, and is it getting ready to burst? That's the first line of the article. And you see here there are some signs of a market bubble flashing red per John Burns, who is an author of a real estate blog here. 16 of 20 signs of a housing market bubble are quote flashing red. And the danger sign indicators were compiled by 73 housing executives here. That's what these danger signs were back in 2013, reviewing the last housing crash that we had in 2008. So does that mean we're in another bubble and is about to pop? Real estate experts across the U.S. have yet to reach anything close to a consensus on this. Many dispute the term bubble, as do we, and others are divided on its very definition. So you could see there, it's, is it a bubble? Is it a trickle? Is it there's all these little keywords and hot words, really. This is the bottom line again. It's really kind of a shifting of expectations and knowing what things have occurred over the past couple of years because of the pandemic. The pandemic created a sugar rush. I like that term for the housing market. Darren Bloomquist, who is the vice president of market economics at auction.com, said, and that site is focused on distressed bank-owned properties, which foreclosures, short sales, that sort of thing. We're finally coming back off of that high. The one thing that can be agreed on, the housing market is undergoing a correction. I think that's a key term. And again, we can use, words that maybe pretty up a situation or what have you, but I think correction is a key word based on historic lows of mortgage rates, based on where we saw the housing frenzy really be over the past year and a half, 2 years. Correction is really, truly a key word here. And it will likely continue into next year. So that's something to really think about. If you are looking to buy, if you are looking to sell, that is something to keep on the horizon there, that this is not going to be just another month or so. It's probably going to trickle into next year as well. So those are some of the things to think about here when you're talking about that. And then, of course, I love this here, how today's housing market compares with the mid 2000s, which led to the 2008 crash. Before anyone gets too excited or panics, there are some key differences between today's housing market and the one in the mid 2000s. In the lead up to the last bubble, there were far more homes available. I'm going to talk about this. We've got 8 other signs here on another article that are going to point to some positives. The opposite is true today. Far more homes available for sale than there were buyers for them. Opposite today. There are nearly 4 more times as many existing homes for sale in 06 than there were in 2021. That's big. So that in itself is one of other keys here that will tell you if you're thinking or worried about, the next 2008 is on the horizon here. That is not really what's happening. There are some indicators that correlate with that, but there are a lot of other major indicators that are not. And of course, a much more stringent loan approval system now, as opposed to then, is also what's being taken place here. You can see here the subprime loans have been eradicated. That was the big, one of the big kickers last time in the 2008 market. So again, some indicators not showing the 2008 housing crash here. I know a lot of people are freaking out about it and asking us about it. So something to keep in mind here. Now, I love this article title here. This is from Real Trends, I believe here, which is a real estate blog here, realtrends.com. 8 reasons why we won't have a housing inventory Armageddon anytime soon. And you say inventory is rising. It's staying stagnant at some spots, but rising in others. Here are 8 reasons you won't have an inventory Armageddon anytime soon. Builders have slowed their production. We know that for a variety of reasons. The economy situations and of course the supply chain holdups and whatnot in recent months have really, really kind of thrown some things out of whack there. Inventory increased last time. We just talked about that, which would be 2008. And of course, homeowners no longer could afford payments and not be able to refinance out of the situations back in 2008. Just under 10% of existing mortgages are adjustable. There was an adjustable rate issue last time. We talked about the subprime loans and whatnot. And this is a biggie right here. More than 50% of homeowners don't even have a mortgage at all. 80%, by contrast, in 2008 of mortgage loans were adjustable. So that's big there. Unemployment peaked in October of 2009 at 10%. Right now, we're at about 3.5% across the US. So big difference there. Then you see the Great Recession. Homeowners owed more homes than were worth, with no equity and likely negative equity. So that is just not the case with the prices rising over the past few years. There aren't barely any people that would have a lot of negative equity in their homes at this point in time. So just not really a situation that we're seeing. You can rent a home in your same neighborhood for a smaller monthly payment than you were paying on your mortgage. Not necessarily the case here. Rents are high. That is there's no doubt about that. Rents are high because inventory is low in rental properties. That is starting to catch up a little bit, though. You're seeing a little bit of rise in that. So, you can't really, that's not the case here. The whole world has already refinanced their mortgage down to 3% or less in most cases. That is right. A lot of people did some refinances in the last handful of years to get down to that really low rate. So that's going to contribute to not having an inventory shortage. And then many would-be sellers turn their homes into vacation rentals. So that is thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic. So what should you do about all this? Right here, 3 simple words. Don't freak out. Higher inventory is not causing a housing crash. Don't freak out. That's what it says. Don't freak out. So really, really nice article there from realtrends.com, one that I really liked. And I think that is something that we can, again, when we tend to look at headlines and we headline grab and we run with it, what are the rates? What are all these? And we tend to run with it. It's easy to do, but try not to do that. Okay, here you go. Here's another article real quick. Elevated inflation starts to hit consumers' pockets. However, retail sales are higher than pre-pandemic. So this is a good indicator of some things going right in the economy and whatnot. Just a quick article here, and this is on realtor.com. But amid unyielding inflation and rising borrowing costs, consumers are starting to cut spending, but it's usually on the big purchases. Retail sales are roughly unchanged from September. Big luxury purchases, I should say. I mean, yes, housing purchases and the amount of those have gone down, but other higher end luxury purchases, because if you remember in 2020, you couldn't do anything for a while there. So once things opened back up after a handful of months, and then 2021, people were spending lavishly, trying to get into trips, trying to do different things, buying the boats, buying different things so they could use them based on being cooped up over the handful of months in 2020, not really able to do anything. That has curbed since that. However, regular retail spending are higher than pre-pandemic, which is an interesting note there. And so that is pointing to some decent things as well. So just kind of an interesting little tidbit of info from realtor.com there. Okay, let's get to some mortgage rates, and then we will get on out of here with showing you the great listing we have in Laguna Beach that we want to highlight for you. This is from Mary Van Dorn. This is a weekend market update as of last weekend. We're going to get a new one from her this weekend here, but one to note from her that I think kind of, again, you can look at it and say, okay, well, this kind of corroborates a little bit of the headlines and whatnot that we've seen here. But Mary Van Dorn, of course, with VIP Independent Mortgage Incorporated, one of our great partners on the lending side. She does a lot of great work and has recently worked with one of our clients on a purchase out in the Inland Empire area. So she did some great work and helped our client out greatly as well. But you can see here, conforming purchase loan with 1.30-year fixed up to $647,200, 6.99% 30-year fixed from The big numbers there: 647, 201 to 1.5 million, 6.125%. So, you can see that, and you say jumbo purchase loan with 1 point. A lot of people are saying, 7% or more, 7% or more. Well, what's your credit like? What's your debt like? Who are you working with on the lending side? What kind of loan are you working with there? There are different loan programs that'll help you out here. And you see here, FHA purchase loan with 1 point, fixed up to 647 200, 6.75%, and a 30-year fix on a VA loan up to 647,000, 6.75. So again, there are the other things too, aside from jumbo. You can go fixed, you can go jumbo. There are adjustables. There are ways for seller pay down options. There's all kinds of different creative things that you want to talk about with your loan representative. Someone like Mary Van Dorn from VIP Mortgage there. She does some great work. You can get a hold of her, 949-275-8838, or Mary V at VIP MTGINC, VIPMTGINC.com. VIP Independent Mortgage, one of our great partners, affiliate partners that we have there that helps our clients out. So again, just get informed. Get informed. You hear the headline, rates are here. Well, some rates are there. The national averages can be there depending on the program and everything. But what's your credit like? What's your debt like? What is all that like? You got to keep it in perspective. You gotta think about this kind of stuff. So I hope you found all of those headlines both informative and keeping you updated on a lot of different things there. We wanted to get you some headlines as well as share some reports on housing data. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you want some more information, definitely get in touch with us and get in on our email blast that we put out to folks with a lot of different information, these videos, etc. We want to get that to you. Or you can go to CasaBellaRealtyGroup.com. Hit us up on Facebook, the Casa Bella Realty Group Facebook page, Casa Bella Realty Group Instagram. You can hit us up there, or our individual agents. If you got some questions, want to sit down and just hear what's going on out there, we want to share it with you. So as I said, we're going to get out of here. And as we do, we are going to show you our great listing we have in Laguna Beach. It is 249 Cypress Drive, a very uniquely beautiful, versatile property. We have a modernized, updated, beautiful beach cottage. It's a great blend of a lot of old charm, old Laguna Beach charm, a lot of brick, a lot of wood inside, beams, all of that beautiful. Partial ocean view on the upper primary suite. There is a main level primary suite as well. Remodeled kitchen, fresh exterior paint, newer roof, new vinyl fencing, has a 2-car garage as well as additional parking on the property for a number of other vehicles. Beautiful, beautiful property. Brick exterior fireplace, plenty of patio space for entertaining. It is also zoned R3 for someone that has a creative mind and a vision out there for an investment opportunity, but a lot of different possibilities with this beautiful home. Check it out and hit us up if you want an appointment to show it. We would love to do that. Take care. Happy Halloween, and we will see you soon.